So my first nugget of wisdom. You ready for this?
Yeah.
It's how action relates to regret. And so I found out about this study they did where there was two scenarios. Scenario one, and it's both where this guy gets $1,000 or this girl gets $1,000. So you get $1,000, and in scenario one, you remember to invest it, and you invest it in something, and then in 10 years you're like, oh, I made a bad investment, and you lose all your money. Scenario two is you have the $1,000 and then you were thinking about investing it, and then you didn't do it, and you just kind of left it there. And so then in 10 years you still have your $1,000. And then the thing is, they asked everyone, who would you rather be? And pretty much everyone said, I'd rather be scenario B. And so you might think that more of regret comes from what bad choices you make. But then they did another study, and they found out that way more often everyone regrets what they didn't do. They did a study where it takes usually 2 weeks to get over a regret of something you do, like an action, and you're bummed out about it. 2 weeks usually. And then the ones where you don't do something, like you don't go to college or you don't go do that dream of yours, usually not college because that's a lame dream. Well, it might be a good dream for some. But they found out those ones last a lifetime, things you didn't do. So inactivity is way more relatable to your regrets in life than your actions, than activity, which is interesting because I've always thought, for me at least, I always try and when I'm left with a choice, because I learned this when I was little, my dad told me, Theodore Roosevelt said, at any given moment in your life when you're at a crossroads, the best decision is the right decision, the second best decision is the wrong decision, and the worst decision is no decision at all.
Yeah.
And it's super interesting because that relates totally with regret, how inaction, not doing something, we regret way more. The study showed, science,
Isn't
fact.
that like kind of like pursue your dreams, pursue what like sets your heart on fire, or else you look back at it and you're like,
yeah, that's where your regrets are. But every day we always worry about, our choices are made off of fear. We always fear like, oh, but I'll screw up, or oh, they'll laugh at me, or oh, I'm not that good. That's like how we base our decisions is like that. But how we look back at our decisions is always with what we didn't do usually. It's never about like, oh, like I didn't do very good. When you actually go for something and you don't do very good, or you go for it and someone laughs at you but you tried your best, or you go for it and you fail, you usually learn something. There's a twist in the plot. It's not that bad. But if you don't do it at all, that's the ones that gnaw at you. That's where regret comes from.
Right. And that's where
I mean?
there was a quote from Greg Plitt, something like that was like, the difference between winners and losers is they both failed. It's just the winner just never gave up, or like the winner, wait, what was it? Fuck. I fucking completely forgot what I was just about to say.
It was something great.
It was something like, it was
a fireball.
Fuck. I had it. I literally had it too. It was like, it was sick. It was right along the lines of what you were just talking about too. It was like, at least the person that failed tried. It was like, if you don't fail, you'll never know. If you don't try, you'll never know, even if you do fail. But when you do try, at least you're giving yourself the chance to succeed, rather than never trying, never knowing, always living with that wonder, that regret of what if.
True that.
Like, what if I tried?
True that. Failure's the pathway to success.
Yeah, maybe I think it was actually along the lines of that. It was like, try, and then if you do fail, realize that winners also fail. It's just that they don't give up when they do.
True that. Love it. Regret and action. It's such a cool thing, right?
Do you live with a lot of regret? I don't live with any. I don't regret anything.
I don't think I have many. I try and be conscious that I think in today's world, a lot of people are like, oh, I have no regrets. And I'll say that too. But I try and look deep to see if I do have some, because I think it's real easy for our minds to say that, especially after talking to all these homeless people who are doing meth and they say they don't even regret doing meth. So I don't want to get stuck in a weird thing in my mind where I think I have no regrets. But I think I have maybe a couple. Nothing that really haunts me.
But yeah, it's not regret where you're like haunting yourself or hurting yourself or holding it against yourself.
Yeah, like there's when
I think it's more of like
had
things,
opportunities.
Yeah,
I usually take them.
Maybe I should have done that.
Yeah,
but not like
many where
fuck. I should have done that. I fucked up. I really messed up there.
Yeah, I really think my only regret would be if I didn't go on the 2-year Mormon mission or do the walk. because those were such awesome things for me. But the second walk, I went on it thinking, if you don't like start doing more walks, you're gonna regret it. And then the second walk
You're going to
was
regret what?
just that I, had this cool thing going of walking and changing the world, and I didn't do it. But then that second walk, it was almost liberating because it was such a failure that I was able to look at it and be like, oh, I can relax now. I tried to like make this what I do in life, and the second one sort of failed.
Yeah.
So
It's the what ifs. The what ifs that kill you.
the what ifs kill.
What if I would have done that?
So
What
they-
if I did that? What if I said that to that? What if I went up and talked to that girl? What if I went and
Oh.
told my coach that what I thought about him? What if I
I
went
create
and,
too many of those in my mind. I try and tell myself to chill because once I'm in certain situations, I won't stop. I'll always have these what ifs like, oh, you should just do that. Oh, if you do one more, it'll be this, or one more, it'll be that. I go a little over the top. I was also in that thing I was watching. This is a true story. This guy would put in his lottery ticket every week. He had his lottery thing every week after week. He'd go and do his thing. He missed 1 week. He watched the numbers go. It was his numbers. He would have won millions of dollars. He committed suicide. So it's just so bizarre that, that heavy of I missed my shot. Imagine if the numbers were just someone else's numbers. He wouldn't have committed suicide, but it was
Right.
because they were his numbers. And it's like that feeling of such a regret of a missed opportunity caused him. He's dead.
Yeah.
Committed suicide. It's bizarre. But that one's obviously sort of a sad example, but it's just goes to show that you should always go for it. You should always do it. You should always take action because that's what you regret is inaction. You don't regret
Because at
your
least you get an
mistakes.
answer. At least you get some result.
Totally.
Then you can work with it.
Yeah.
The what ifs.
It's the what ifs.
Yeah.
Steve Jobs, the man who put a dent in the universe, the man who created what you're holding in your hand, what you're watching on your laptop. He said that almost everything, all pride, all fear of failure, all fear of embarrassment, all of these things fall away in the face of death, leaving only what's truly important. Remembering that you're going to die is the best way to escape the trap of thinking you have something to lose. You're already naked. There's no reason not to follow your heart. And death is such a crazy thing. I've been thinking about it a ton because I just went to Waco a few weeks ago, and now they came out and a surfer died from an amoeba in the
Right.
pool.
Yeah.
And within 18 days, everyone who's ever had this amoeba dies. So on my 18th day, I was just like, wow, today I could drop dead just out of nowhere. I didn't
Yeah.
have any symptoms, so it was really rare, but still it definitely brought up that feeling, that sensation of this could be my last day. How am I going to live it? And if you live every day thinking this could be my last day, you're so much happier. You see everything in such a better perspective. You're so much more grateful to be alive, and it gives life such a
Oh, yeah.
sense of beauty.
Oh, yeah.
Scarcity brings,
Oh, this is a great
Zest.
topic. Love this topic.
yeah,
Oh, yeah. Completely.
this is
'Cause
a
it-
fiery one.
Oh, this one takes me right into gratitude.
Yeah.
That's exactly
You
what
already
I-
feel good.
Oh, man.
You already feel good just talking about it.
Dude,
Lights you up.
so the dude Gary Gary Vaynerchuk said that he has like a practice where every night he imagines that like his mom, his sister, his brother, his dad, and his kids get killed, and he's like, and he like he like shifts it so that he's so grateful for like the moments that he has with them, and like for when reading that book Untethered Soul and like reading the chapter about death and stuff like that, where it talks about like, imagine if this literally was your last day and you were to like, have all of your affairs have to be in order. How much love would you give to the people around you? How much enjoyment would you have for that day? And when you have that perspective of like it being it's the chance that it could be your last day, and you actually feel it, the
it's
gratitude that you
liberating.
have,
Yeah.
like
it's amazing.
it switches from you being like looking 10 years ahead and complaining about what you have now to being like, holy shit, like, yeah, I do want that stuff in 10 years. That'll be great. But holy fuck, I'm alive right now. Tomorrow's not guaranteed.
Yeah.
10 minutes isn't guaranteed. So I'm going to look at everybody that I have in my life. I'm going to look exactly what I'm doing, and I'm going to fucking love it. And I'm going to be here, and I'm going to like enjoy it. That brings you back to the present better than anything else. It brings you
does.
right here. Because you
Totally
go, oh
does.
shit, I'm alive right in this moment. Maybe not in a moment from now, but look at what I have right now. Abundance. Like so much going for me. So much capabilities and opportunities that are here.
It's so true. You only live once, but you only die once too. And so I feel like all of us feel invincible. Like I always feel like, yeah, okay, that whole death thing that applies to everyone else, but let's be real, I'm probably gonna live till I'm, 80 or whatever. But the reality is, any of us could drop any minute,
So
any day,
true.
and it's literally because we only die once.
I don't know if it's that you feel invincible or that you feel like
So far from it, like it's just
yeah,
not
like
gonna
you don't even,
happen.
but it's like you almost have like a sense of like, what is it that all the millennials have? Entitlement. Where you're like, oh, I'm gonna live till that.
Yeah,
Like,
modern medicine's coming
yeah, I'm good.
out.
Like, no, nothing's gonna happen to me. Like, yeah,
Yeah,
okay, that person got cancer or that person got
never
this.
happened to me.
That'll never happen to me. And then you're like, whoa, man. When you get faced with something like that, where you have to like, where it kind of skims past you, or like, you're faced with like recreating yourself, or you feel like the, death, quote, some kind of like impending doom. You're like, whoa, man, maybe I'm not
Yeah,
like scotch free. And it shifts you. You can either take it one of two ways, where you get really, really like scared and you're like, oh, I can be hurt by this. Or it shifts you to be like, holy hell, I'm alive right now. This is so beautiful. This is so cool. Like, I'm so grateful for this. I'm going to do everything I can to like, enjoy this moment and enjoy where I'm at. And it can shift you so powerfully.
yeah, it's crazy because a year ago, for some reason, I thought about death a lot in that first perspective of fear and just absolute nothing afterwards. I was thinking like, is it really just absolutely nothing? And that scared the hell out of me.
Yeah.
And now that I've been, I guess regaining or gaining a lot more belief and, just something after life, or just, my consciousness is definitely going to go on, or my soul's going to go on. I definitely believe that. And it's so liberating now to be like, yeah, but this life right here, this absolute, 80 probably years, 70 years that I'm getting, this is it. And so it's almost like you get serious for a second, but then you get less serious. It's like, oh, I take myself a little less seriously and just laugh because I could die at any minute.
Yeah.
Just enjoy it, be happy.
Yeah. So true.
It's like, boom.
That's another part of it, where you can, stop taking yourself so seriously, because you are out of control. You're like, I can control all of this, but do I really have to stress about that part of it? Do I really have to stress about the mundane things? Or can I just let that go because I am here? I am alive. I can bring myself back to the present and just be like focused on what I can do today.
Yeah, true.
What can I get done today? What can I do today to empower other people to, be the best person I can to the people I'm around, be the best person I can to myself, because like, I don't know if I'm going to be here tomorrow. So I'm going to give it 110 today.
True that.
You know what I mean?
I love it.
Yeah.
It's helped me live a better life, especially this last week after the whole amoeba thing. It's like, you know what? Every day I'm going to surf. I'm going to get up early and surf. And I've been getting up early and surfing. That sets me off for a great day.
Yeah.
And going out, talking to the hobos, doing this podcast right now. This is a huge one of like, yes, accomplished today. We did it today.
Yeah.
We ripped it today.
Yeah.
I feel good tonight.
I feel like it's a mix between doing stuff that furthers you and helps others in like actual, like, grounded kind of way, like literally doing tasks, and then also being happy with what you have, like being, happy you're alive. The small things, and on contrast, like the things that are more like tasks that you could get done. Because exactly how because you're saying you're doing surfing and stuff like that, but surfing is your career. It's not like you're going to Disneyland every day because you're like, oh, I want to go to
surfing's my craft. That's my art. That's
right.
my passion for sure.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so we were just talking about gratitude, and it was making me think about one thing that always helps me a lot: having no expectations of others. Gratitude on the other end of it, having no expectations of others, brings you right back to being in present, being really, really, really happy, or not happy, really, really, really thankful for what you have. Because when you don't have that, when you do expect stuff, you do feel entitled to stuff, then you don't really appreciate it as much, because you're like, oh, I should be getting this. Oh, I should be getting this house. I should be getting treated this way. I should be this. But when you have the practice of no expectations of others, you're like, oh, I take full responsibility of everything. It's all on me. You don't owe me anything. Like, extremely. You don't owe me anything. Everything that you give me is a blessing. Dude, you go into meetings like that. You go into like negotiations with that. You go into like relationships with that. It gives you a different perspective. It gives you like a much bigger appreciation for the person that you're with, or the person that's helping you, or whatever you're getting, or anything like that. Because you're like, whoa, maybe on some level I should be getting this, but I don't expect it. Maybe I should be getting that much money, but I don't expect it.
True that.
Oh, you appreciate it so much more.
True that. I mean, you think about it, it's the only logical thing to do, because we let ourselves down, and then we're going to put that burden on ourselves of having expectations of him, her, him.
Like, how high is everybody's?
They're all going to let you down.
How high is everyone's
Most of them.
expectations in a relationship?
Oh, they're pretty high.
Oh, I expect you to do this. Oh, you can't talk to that person. Oh, you can't go out there. Oh, you can't do this. When you switch it to be like, I have no expectations of you, and you allow them to do what they want to do, allow them to be the person that they are, and they choose you, and they choose to be a good person, and they choose to do things that are supporting you. Oh, fuck. It makes you feel like you're just like, dude, this is so the right relationship. I'm not forcing anything. I'm not making someone do anything. But not just in a relationship like romantic, but think about a friendship.
Yeah.
How many times do we expect people to do stuff? We hold them on such like a standard, like a unfair one to a certain extent.
So interesting. Like with new friends or new relationships, it takes about a couple weeks or a month before the expectations start coming in. That's why it's like bliss in the beginning. Like you meet someone that you have good chemistry with, connection with.
Yeah.
It's bliss. You have no expectations. You see him nonchalant, out of the blue. You run into him like, oh, let's go grab some lunch. It's great. No expectations. And then you start like, expecting things after a few months, whether you're working together or dating or something. And then it just goes to hell.
And when they don't meet the standard that you created,
in
your mind, you created this standard that they have to live up to. And if they don't live up to that standard every second of the day, then you are judging them. Whereas if you flip it and you go, I have no expectations of you. I would like stuff to happen, but I don't expect you to do anything. And they choose to do it. Fuck, the appreciation is skyrockets.
Maybe that's why you're one of the only people who just really loves Condor. You don't expect much from me.
I'd say the last couple of days is the most I've expected of you, and it's probably why why I've been a little upset. I need to go back to none with you.
But today you probably went back to none, and look who was on time.
Exactly.
I almost texted you. I was almost going to text you. Look who's been so good at communicating today. Look
Seriously,
at this planner over here.
Dude, if you literally look at all your relationships, set all of your relationships out in front of you. This is my best friend, parents, my other friends, my bros, people I'm okay with, my boss. And you just go, what am I expecting from all of these people? Do I expect them to do this? Do I expect them to do that? And you go, I'm not going to expect anything from any of them, and everything that they want to help me with, they want to be a part of, they want to do for me, they want to be like in my life. Every degree of that, I'm going to appreciate so much more. Like it's like picture a girl choosing you every single day. Like Sam could walk out today, chooses me every day.
That's great. That's a good perspective. She's a winner.
You could stop talking to me every day. Like no expectations. I don't expect you to do anything.
That bummed me out a little bit.
But you're making a choice, You're making a choice every day. And when you have it like that, where it's like, yo, I don't expect anything from anyone else, and I'm just gonna be grateful for everything that I get, dude, it shifts.
That's beautiful.
It shifts.
I've never actually thought about that.
Right?
I don't know if I'm good or bad at it, but I've never thought about that.
You want to know what else that takes me into?
Huh?
When you don't have any expectations of other people, or when you are like, we were just talking about like when you do have the entitlement and stuff. Something else that my mind went to was another thing, parallels. Working hard and surrendering to whatever happens. Like it's the same thing as having no expectations of others. Work as hard as you can, do the very best that you possibly fucking can, and everything that you're doing, be on time. Look accordingly, just do the best that you possibly can with your set of information that you know how to live with.
Yeah.
And then surrender to the outcome.
Oh, it's beautiful. That reminds me of that quote, work like it's all up to you, pray like it's all up to God, or work like it's all up to you, do everything you can like it's all up to you, but then leave the rest to whatever happens, to fate, to the universe, surrender, and then life's good. Then I don't think you'll have any regrets too. That's another thing.
Control what you can control.
Totally.
Work as hard as you can, and then just boom. and you know what else happens when you do that? When you work as hard as you can, you just surrender. You could look yourself in the fucking mirror and be like, dude, I gave it my all. Didn't work out. Or I gave it my all. I surrendered to it. Worked out. But either way, you're looking yourself in the mirror. Dude, I gave it my all.
Yeah, true that.
You know? Wasn't in my
like that.
hands. I couldn't control it. Can't control the uncontrollables. But I did my best.
Beautiful.
Right?
Yeah.
It's a great practice.
Great practice. This is great stuff.
Is that a bone crusher?
This is a bone crusher. I got a bone crusher for us. One of my favorite dudes ever in Think and Grow Rich, Charles Schwab, talks a lot about Charles Schwab. He was a bone crusher in the early 19th century, just killed it, like Rothschild, Rockefeller, all those dudes. He said he's rich. He's got all the money, all the freaking railroads, something like that. He says, I consider my greatest asset to be my ability to arouse enthusiasm in other people. And that's the greatest thing.
I love that quote so much.
I see a lot of that in you because you're like, what is my path after hockey? What am I doing? And you're an inspirer. I'm an inspirer too, I'd like to think.
I think that's what I am.
Bone crusher. You're a bone crusher.
As much as I like doing my own thing, I absolutely love being part of other people's stuff when they're succeeding and being part of it and helping them.
And create things for them and see all these things come to life, come to fruition. It's amazing, and it's got to be good to think one of the most successful people ever in history in America by far. That was his greatest asset. That's what made him the most successful in life, money, probably his family life, everything. That's what he said. He always said, boom, boom. Ability to arouse enthusiasm in other people. It's huge. I mean, how big is that when you help someone feel good or help someone follow their dreams? Because most people I was reading this thing about ambivalence. Like, we know toxic people, but then ambivalent people are those people who are not sure. Like, sometimes it seems like they want us to succeed, and then other times it seems like they're doing a jab at us or making fun of us or just negative. You know, those are the ones who are most harmful, this one study shows, because we spend our time like, oh, like, what's that person think of me, or what's that person like, he always is this, and I think he likes me, and I went to lunch with him, and I spend this time with him. So we don't know they're toxic, but those are, I guess, more harmful than the toxic ones. And so it goes to say, you know, emphasize so much how you should be around people who help arouse enthusiasm in you and help, you know, make you want to go after your dreams or be good, do good things, go crush it. You know, that's why I love hanging out with you, is you make me want to be my best self, you know, express and create and do things that are great for others and great for me and go after my dreams. All that good shit is so much to do with who you're around, I think. You know, there's so many people, dream stealers, ambivalent. You don't know.
Bring you down.
They're like, oh, you know.
Energy drainers.
Yeah, energy drainers.
Yeah.
They're negative, or they're talking about negative about someone, or talk, you know, sort of subtly negative about you, like this, that. It's like, you don't want that.
Seriously, though.
Those are the low-key haters.
When you were saying that, I was thinking about like the parallels between the untethered soul of not letting anything bother you, not letting the energy drainers get to you. But then on the other end, I was like, get those fucking people out of your life. Like, don't give them time. Like, don't.
Yeah,
stop.
Totally.
If you recognize that these people are draining your energy, stop hanging out with them. They're not doing you any good. They're not bringing you up. You don't need to be around them. Get out of it.
So true.
You know?
Gary Vee says, tell them get the fuck out. Even if it's your mom, I'll see you in 6 years.
Seriously,
he's like,
though.
I take a lot of heat for that.
And sometimes parents are the worst ones. Sometimes parents are the most draining, more than friends. Because, you know, you put your parents on such a high pedestal. You know, it's your parents.
Yeah, they're the ultimate of what creates.
They're the ultimate people that you want to impress more than anyone else. I mean, typically. So
Totally.
It's like if that's who you want to impress, and every time that you're taking them, you know, an idea, or you're taking them like, you know, drum or whatever, anything that's going on in your life, and they're just telling you you're not good enough, or you not even seriously saying
they would
you're
never
not
say that.
Not
but
saying
I know
you're
what
not
you
good
mean.
enough,
It's
but saying like, oh, you should be doing this, or why aren't you doing this? Yeah. Well, maybe if you're doing this, like, you know, oh, that's never gonna work. You should stick to the thing you went to school for, or you should stick to. And you're like, fuck, but I'm so passionate about this. And you're like,
they might even just say like, oh, that's a good idea.
It doesn't give you nothing.
Yeah, that's like total ambivalence right there, and that'll push you towards like, oh yeah, like, okay, well, she didn't seem that fired up on it. Like, oh, yeah, forget it.
That's a good point. Like where they're kind
Ambivalence
of
is
like
the
1
worst.
foot in, 1 foot out.
Yeah,
And it's
ambivalence.
not
They
even
did a
like,
study.
it's not even like them saying like it doesn't work. They're like saying like, yeah, that'd be
They
cool.
make you think like, oh, it's probably
Yeah,
not
their words don't match their emotion.
Yeah, because a lot of us are there where it's like, oh, if you tell me no, I'm gonna do it. But if they give you just plant a seed of doubt, inception you a little bit,
Yeah.
then you're gonna bail your dreams as it is for your parents or your friends.
That's so true. Fuck, is that ever toxic?
It's toxic, but it's worse because we don't know it's toxic.
Right. No,
It was
but it's
bizarre
because
when
it's
I read this
confusing.
thing.
Because
Yeah.
it's confusing.
I watched
You're
this
like,
video.
what
I
do
was
you-
like, whoa, that's so true.
What do you mean? Like are you on my team? You off my team? You like this? You don't like it? I can't tell.
There's more people like that, I'd say, in our lives than any other type of people.
Dude, it's like the people when you go to one of your friends, oh man, like I got this new idea, and they're like, yeah, it'd be fucking dope, man. You're like,
Yeah.
Dude, you don't sound fired up. What do you mean? Like
Yeah.
that doesn't sound like it was dope.
That's
that reaction.
an ambivalent person right there.
Fuck, is that tough?
Yeah, like that's
Thanks,
it.
bro. I'll never come back to you again.
Yeah, that's
You know?
it. Because it's usually not even like, haha, that's stupid, or it's not like that at all, or it's not even like, all right, man. It's like, oh, cool. It's like, all
Yeah.
right. Oh, nice.
No,
Or
you
it's
should
like-
work out. Yeah, hey, I'm thinking about working out. Yeah,
or
you
they'll like
should.
make fun of it and be like, no, man, I'm just kidding. That's great. Good for you. It'll be something like that.
Oh, fuck.
That's
that
the
makes me
dream
so
stealer
upset.
right there.
That is an energy drainer.
You want someone who's like, bro, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Let's
or
go.
at the very least, like
Asking questions.
or at the very least, like, no man, I don't agree with that. That won't work. Or you know what? No man, I don't think it's cool. But when it's
Yeah.
like a iffy, like, yeah, it's okay, man. Fuck.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ideally is like we were saying before, like obviously the famous quote everybody knows is surround yourself by the five people that you influence you the most, because what is it? You are the average of the 5 people you're closest to. Is it 5? Yeah.
Yeah.
You're the average of the sum of the 5 people you're closest to.
Oh, I know another one. It'd be like, say you got all fired up on, I don't know, biology, and you wanted to do something with biology, some creative thing with biology, and you came to me and you're like, bro, I'm like doing this biology project where I'm gonna, I don't know, this and that. And I'm like, oh, you're a biologist now. It'd be that, or like, oh, you're a model now, or oh, you're a skateboarder.
Oh, you're getting
now.
into modeling, hey?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
that.
Fuck you, man.
Yeah, it's
Hey,
that.
yeah, I am.
Yeah.
I'm gonna fucking crush it. I'm
Yeah.
never gonna talk to you again with an idea.
Yeah.
Seriously though.
Those are the ones no one ever
Oh, that's
talks
so
about
tough.
that.
Yeah.
And I hope and pray I'm never that person. I think when someone comes to me, I'm like, oh fuck yeah, brother.
Dude, that is exactly
you're
what
the
I wanna
hottest. You're the hottest dude I've ever
Yeah.
seen. Or oh, you're the sickest biologist ever. I bet you're gonna crush
be.
it.
You've never done biology? Fuck it. You're gonna kill it still.
Go for
You're
it.
gonna fucking kill it, bro.
Yeah, because it's not even today. Like we always say, it's the people who say like, oh, you've changed. Like those, we all know that those are the people who are like, well, yeah, screw you. I've haven't seen you in a year. Of course, I'm different now and trying to up my life and not sitting at home like an idiot. But it's not even those. It's the other ones that are like, they got different tactics now. The dream stealers, they're using different tactics.
They've upgraded.
They've upgraded, bro.
Well, how much important do you think it is to be enthusiastic and keen on doing well with something, or doing good, or like making an impact on what you are enthusiastic about? How big of a difference do you think that is than someone that just knows about it and pursues it kind of half-assed but isn't enthusiastic? Like when someone comes up to you and is saying like, hey, I have this idea, don't you think the biggest fucking thing is making them feel like they are going to do well, or like that they, like pumping them up to face the task at hand, rather than being like kind of shutting them down?
Yeah.
I feel like giving someone enthusiasm, or like exactly like that quote says, like invoking that enthusiasm in them is way more important than like even
The
telling
facts,
them.
the nitty
Yeah,
gritty.
even being like, you should
Oh,
do
I
this.
have
and
this comment.
Yeah, exactly.
It's 100 times more important. I totally agree. Like that is everything.
Like when
Especially
I'm going into
with someone you like or trust.
if I'm going into a project and it's something that I know really, really, really well, but I'm not super fucking enthusiastic about it, I don't care how well I know that project will not go as well as something that I am super, super, super enthusiastic about, but only know like 80% of.
True
Does
that.
that make sense?
I think so. Say it again.
Okay. If I'm about to go into a project
Mm-hmm.
and I'm 100% enthusiastic, but only know the material 80%.
Yeah.
That project will go 10 times better than a project where I'm only 80% enthusiastic, but know 100% of it.
Oh yeah.
Like for
Yeah.
me, enthusiasm
Yeah,
and
you're
like
right.
the
Totally.
the amount that I want to put into something is so much more important than knowing the material.
Yeah.
Because I feel like someone that is enthusiastic about something will do what it takes to find to merge that gap.
Yeah, because they believe they're gonna draw out the powers, the energy of the universe. They're
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
crush it.
They believe in themselves.
Totally. And then those who don't, it's like, yeah, they're not gonna do as well. And then what we're talking about too is like those who suppress or suck that out of us.
Yeah.
That's like the most harm you can do to someone.
So invoking that, like pulling that enthusiasm out of someone when they come up to you with an idea and being like, fuck yeah, go do it. To me, it's almost like if they don't know it, if they are passionate enough about it, if they are like dedicated enough to it, they'll fucking figure it out.
Yeah. So the only kind, helpful thing to do is be fired up.
Fucking be fired up.
Invoke enthusiasm.
That's the way I feel. That's the way I feel.
It's so true.
Yeah.
It's so true. Fuck the haters, right?
Fuck the haters. I think if you want to do something bad enough, even if you don't know the materials, the like ins and outs of it, if you want to do something bad enough, you'll fucking do it. You can fucking do it.
Every good movie, Tommy Boy, all those Adam Sandler movies, he's always, Happy Gilmore, Billy Madison. He's always, not up for the challenge, but he's fired up.
Yeah.
He's not apt for it. He's not, the guy qualified, but he's fired up. He's got enthusiasm. And that's the greatest thing ever.
Fuck yeah, it is.
Someone who has the fire, wants to follow their heart, their dreams, and goes for it. And that's the crazy thing is because when you're not in that mindset, I think I get why a lot of people are dream stealers, because misery loves company. They don't want to see that energy, that fire. They're not on that wavelength. They're like, whoa, settle down.
This is a good point.
Come back down to earth.
This is a
to
good
my
point.
level.
And it's because your success, say you come to me with an idea, I give you the ambivalent, like, yeah, you should fucking try it, man.
Yeah,
do
go
it.
for it.
Yeah, go. Yeah, go for it. And you go and you do it, and you start doing it, and you start crushing it.
Yeah.
It is immediately a spotlight onto me of what I did not complete, or what I didn't go and pursue, or parts of me that I didn't entertain that I wanted to, that you're doing.
I gave you a possible regret nugget.
Fuck yeah, you did. It's exactly what it is. So you see all these people that are like, yeah, you should go do it. And then you start doing good. And then they're like, they don't talk to you as much. And then you start doing really good. And then they fucking hate on you. And it's nothing to do with you. It's because you are shining a fucking flashlight to them of being
regret.
like, he's doing that. I could have done it. I should have done it. I didn't do it. Fuck me. Right?
That's so true.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's bizarre. Humans, we're interesting.
Oh, yeah.
This is a great topic. I love this. Charles
That's
Schwab.
That's why a lot of people say success is a lonely road, because you don't find a lot of people that support you, and if they do, it's a lot of the time it's false support. It's like, yeah, exactly like that, ambivalent. Yeah, you should do it, bro. Hey, man, I'm proud of you. And then are you really?
Yeah, true.
Are you really proud of me? And then as soon as you start, extending that gap to where you're starting to do well and they're still there, it's a fucking spotlight. It's like it's literally pointing out in them. It's a direct light held up on a fucking pedestal, being like, this is what you could have been, but you didn't pursue it. Or this is what you could have tried to do, but you didn't have the balls to go out and try it. And this guy did, or this girl did, or this person did. And they're pursuing it. They're pursuing their dreams, and you're not. And then you just look in the mirror and you're like, and then you go to your friends, and it's the easiest thing to do to be like, hey, man, have you seen this guy? Look what the fuck this guy's doing. He's fucking loser, man. Look at this guy.
Yeah,
he's trying to model, or he's trying to fucking do this shit.
Yeah.
He's trying to do acting or whatever the fuck it is. He's trying to start this company. Look at this fucking loser. It's never going to work, man. Passes the phone. Look at this. It's never going to work. It's the easiest fucking thing to do. Says a lot more. It says a lot more about the guy that is passing the phone than it does about the guy that is on the phone being passed around.
Amen.
Right?
That's so true.
Fuck those people.
Fuck those people.
They're not doing anything for anyone, man. Like support other people. Stop looking in competition. Like, when someone comes to you with something, immediately you go like, what does this have to do with me? This guy's bringing me his idea. Like immediately it's like, you're judging it by like, what have I done? why is this
Yeah,
one upping me?
compare to
How
my
does this
life,
compare to
you know?
my life?
Or
Like,
what can I get out of
immediate
it?
comparison.
Yeah,
What can you do for me? Da, 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 da.
Yeah, it's so
And then it's the
true.
ambivalent. Yeah, man, it's pretty dope. And then they leave, and immediately you're kind of the guy's kind of sweating, like shit. I don't think he's gonna do it. And then you start to do it, starts to see it, and then you're just
But
like,
on you,
fuck.
it's such like a challenge. At least for me, I'm sure for you too. Where it's like once I, you know, until well, yeah, still like now that I know about these ambivalent people, but they've always affected me. But I didn't know it. I just thought like, oh, that's just the way humans are.
Oh yeah.
Like when I tell them about something I want to pursue, they give me the, oh, you wanna be a writer, or that. I'm like, yeah, I want to be a writer. And I don't think they're being mean or negative or anything, but until I've, read this and talking to you about it, it's like, it is a challenge to go and be like, okay, yeah, I want to write. I want to do this. I'm going to do it. Even though they planted a little seed of doubt, I got to be like, that's not good. That's not it. That's not the way to do it.
It's the doubt that is, it's the unknown kind of doubt. Like you said.
Yeah. Ambivalence.
Because it's okay to have someone come to you and you be like, hey, look, like this is going to be the tough part about this, but let's fucking do it. Like if you want to fucking do it, you can do it. But look, this is going to be the tough part. Or being like ambivalent and being like, yeah, man, go for it. Or like, yeah, dude, you should try that. And being kind of half-assed. You don't really mean it. But like, there's nothing wrong with you being presented an idea and you out of like the kindness of your heart saying to your friend or to the person, hey man, I totally support you, genuinely support you. You could fucking crush this. Here's gonna be the challenges. Like, being like supporting and just pointing out facts. But rather than being kind of 1 foot in, 1 foot out, and being like iffy, and you don't really mean that you're on their side. You don't really like you're only telling him the challenges because you don't want him to win. There's a difference.
I
there.
agree, but I think it should be very black and white that you know what you're talking about. Else you're stealing their dreams. Like
very
me,
true.
I never
Very
really
true.
critique nothing. But there was one time, like a month ago, my buddy, he was kind of on one, and he's like, bro, we're going to the Waco wave pool. I bought us a hotel. I bought your ticket. We're going. And I'm psyched. Like, let's go. This is sick. And then someone hits me up like, hey, the wave pool is closed for the next month. Like, I don't know what you guys are thinking. So I'm telling my buddy. I didn't even feel comfortable telling him. I'm like, this sucks. I told him, like, and it's his dream, my dream too. I'm like, look, the wave pool's closed. But he was on when he's like, no,
but I don't
it's
think
not.
that's crushing his dream.
Yeah, it's not
though.
crushing his dream, but
he's not like pursuing.
But that's
the dream.
like an extreme of we should know. I think we should know the facts.
Yeah,
before
if you are gonna shut someone down like that, you better know what the fuck you're talking about because you're robbing someone of the chance to,
we're also sensitive about our dreams. I'm so sensitive about my writing and my speaking or different things or whatever I'm doing, and when someone critiques, I'm always like, whoa, really? And then I take it, even though I try and just observe and untether myself. But it's serious. It's sensitive stuff. So that's why, I think it's so crazy. Like after reading that about these ambivalent people, like when you say, I'm going to go crush it this, and they say, oh, all right. Or, yeah. Cocksuckers.
Oh, it hurts, man.
Brutal.
It's so upsetting to hear that. I just think about like people that are, because honestly, I used to be around a ton of those people.
Yeah, me too.
They're like,
now I'm distancing myself from them.
Yeah, you have to.
And
you
it's weird,
but I mean,
I feel like they love me. I love them, but it's like, I know when I've told them, I'm doing this now, they say, oh, you're a writer, or oh, you're a model, or oh, you're a surfer, or oh,
there might be love underneath it all, and they're just caught up in the ego of being
and the comparing, jealousy, different things.
Fuck, I don't want him to do. I don't want him to succeed, which is a really
you
hard
always
thing
love
for
them
people.
Full on, but you don't spend time with them.
Yeah,
don't spend time with those people,
dude.
Dream stealers.
I choose to look at the world through love. Yeah, they still love me. Yeah, they fucking love me. I love them. Even if somebody does shut me down like that, like shut my fucking dream down, or start talking, sending hate around, whatever. Still love them, but it's just choose not to be around them.
Yeah, it's just choose not to be around them for sure. That's why I've been more conscious of who I hang out with. It's like I hang out with you, my freaking boy, Paris, great kid. A bunch of other kids too are great, but it's like some that I used to hang out with. And I read this thing the other day. It's like, doesn't matter that you've known someone 20 years. You might have met someone last week who's way better for you in your life right now. And that's tough because our roots are strong, and I think we always got to love our roots, but it's like some people, you got to realize like they're not out for your best interest, even if they don't know it. They're ambivalent,
Like
towards your success.
unconsciously tearing you down.
Yeah, they're unconsciously tearing you down, and they're ambivalent in that they don't realize, and even themselves, that, you know, they're like, oh, I kind of want him to succeed. Oh no, but not that much. Like, no, I don't want him to do that. It's almost like controls in there, a little weird stuff. But any of that is very harmful when it comes to our dreams, because our dreams are like, you know, so sensitive, and we want them so bad, but it's like such a vulnerable, long, you know, big road.
Yeah.
Life's crazy.
Life's beautiful.
Life's beautiful.
It's fucking great. Curious.